And we're back, guys. Welcome to Good Energy. We report on tennis. Good Energy reporting on tennis, and this is starting to get ugly. Oh my goodness! Somebody stop this immediately. Carlos Alcaraz taking on Casper Ruud, and Carlos Alcaraz only winning 20% of his first service points. 40% of his second service points, giving Casper four breakpoint opportunities. That's all Casper would need to get it done. He takes the first set in blowout fashion. Casper was the underdog in this match, and I hope you guys enjoy the free lock I gave you. Of course, this was easy peasy. The Saudi princes are salivating at the mouth. You have Carlos Alcaraz coming back from that shoulder injury. Of course, he had to pull out from the men's ATP final, giving Taylor Fritz a chance to make it to the semifinals. But Taylor Fritz would choke and come up short. Casper, on the other hand, would make it to the final, losing to Novak Djokovic. And I hope you guys like that lock I gave you for Novak to win it and for that match to go under 1 hour and 90 minutes. And look, guys, that got pretty interesting because Novak literally was celebrating before match point, and it almost went over by like 2 minutes, but that would win literally by saved by the bell, technically. But Casper is just dominating Carlos Alcaraz, keeping him on the back foot. Look at they're just sliding all over the court. And look, you can't blame him. I mean, he needs to play himself back into shape. And literally, look, he's dominated the head-to-head in this matchup, owning Casper 3-love. I guess Casper, for bragging rights, will be able to say, hey, look, I got one. But listen, guys, in my opinion, I think I think Casper is an underrated shot maker, especially with his backhand. Um, of course, having just just being on tour with three all-time greats. Of course, Roger Federer retired, but being on tour with three all-time greats. I mean, literally, you have going back the last decade. You have Novak, in my opinion, the best men's tennis player the last 15 years, then Roger Federer, and then Rafa. But then you even have players like Andy Murray. You have players like Roddick. You have players like Stan Wawrinka. So you do have several men's, and even someone like a Gael Monfils, even though he doesn't have the Grand Slam, he's very competitive. Very competitive. Or Nick Kyrgios, who's coming up. I might give a prediction on that match as well. That's going to be a great match, taking on Felix A squared. That's going to be a beautiful match. Actually, I will do a prediction for that match. But I think now the men's game, it's in great shape now that the older veterans are transitioning out. Look, I don't think Rafa has more than 2 years left. Carlos Alcaraz is the face of Spain right now, and I think he's the face of tennis. In my opinion, once he gets healthy, I think he can defend the U.S. Open next year. I think he can he's definitely not going to win the Australian Open. He's not in form, but I think he could win the French Open and the U.S. Open, in my opinion. He's not that great of a grass player, so we're going to X out the Australian Open and Wimbledon. But I do think Carlos can win the French Open. I think he can compete with Rafa, and I think he can defend at the U.S. Open. He's just a great hard court player, but the Australian Open is too soon. He's not going to be at his tip-top shape, but watch out for Miami. I think he can repeat as a Miami champion as well. Carlos does amazing in Masters events, guys. It's the reality is he's literally nearly perfect in Masters events this year. Um, Actually, wait a minute. He's perfect in Masters events. That's right, because he didn't make the no, actually he's not. So he lost one. He lost the Silicon Valley. So he lost the Indian Wells. So, but nonetheless, Carlos Alcaraz, he's the future of tennis. This is a rough match to see him lose, but nonetheless, you have to start your journey back somewhere. So this is Good Energy reporting. We'll see you guys soon for more free preview and prediction videos and more tennis coverage. This video is brought to you via the Fair Use Reporting Act, Fair Use Tennis Reporting. See you soon.